Nowadays, everyone has an opinion on AI and game art. Artists call it theft, players distrust it, studios put out careful press releases that say nothing, and somewhere in the middle of all that noise, the actual question gets lost. Not will AI replace artists? That question is lazy. The real question is, what work is AI actually doing inside a modern character studio? Because if you look at where it lands in the pipeline and where it completely fails, the answer is more specific and more interesting than either side of the debate wants to admit. Before you can talk about AI and character art, you need to understand what character art actually is. A finished 3D character is not one task, it's a sequence of 7 distinct stages, and they do not all require the same thing from the artist. Concept and design, 10 to 15% of total time. This is where the character gets its identity, silhouette, proportions, personality, high poly sculpt and ZBrush, 20 to 25%. The actual creative form of the character, every wrinkle, every surface, every shape decision. Retopology, 10 to 15%, rebuilding the mesh so it works in an engine. No creative decisions, just technical precision. UV mapping, 5 to 10%, preparing surfaces for texturing, also technical, also invisible to players. Texturing, 15 to 20%, mixed, part creative, part execution. Rigging prep and engine integration, another 15 to 25% combined. Optimization, LODs, shaders, the work that makes the character run without breaking the game. Add it up. More than half of total character production time goes to work that does not require creative judgment. It just requires time. Let's make this concrete. The Last of Us Part 2 shipped with over 100 unique human characters, each with distinct faces, clothing, damage states, and material setups. Naughty Dog's character team presented at SIGGRAPH 2020 how they rebuilt the entire tech art pipeline mid-production just to handle the scale. The texture memory problem alone, caused by the sheer number of small unique props and character assets, required a year of pre-production pipeline work before a single character went into the game. Not sculpting, not design, pipeline infrastructure. Baldur's Gate 3 features over 600 unique characters, including full facial rigs for every major NPC. Larian Studios ran a team across multiple countries for 6 years. A significant portion of that time went to making sure thousands of assets were technically consistent, right topology, right UV density, right LOD behavior across all of them. Horizon Forbidden West built Aloy with a level of skin, hair, and material fidelity that required Guerrilla Games to develop custom shaders and new rendering approaches. The creative decision, what Aloy looks like, took days. Making her work correctly across all platforms took months. This is the pattern. The creative work is fast relative to the technical work around it, and the technical work is where AI is starting to land. So where does AI actually integrate? In the technical stages, not the creative ones. Retopology, a character mesh that took 2 to 3 days of manual edge-by-edge work, now gets an initial AI pass in hours. The artist still reviews and corrects it, but the starting point is cleaner and the total time drops. UV mapping, instead of laying out every shell from scratch, artists start from an automated result and adjust it. The creative decisions, where seams go, how density is distributed, still require judgment. The mechanical part is faster. Base texture passes. AI generates a starting point for surface detail. The final material behavior, how roughness reads under different lighting, how wear accumulates, still gets painted by hand. LOD creation, necessary for performance, never visible to players. Automating parts of it removes repetition without changing the result. Across one character, the time savings look modest. Across a production with 100 characters, like The Last of Us Part 2, the difference accumulates into weeks of recovered capacity, weeks that go back into iteration, refinement, and catching problems before they spread across the pipeline. Now the part the AI boosters skip over. Silhouette cannot be automated. The overall shape of a character, how it reads in motion, how recognizable it is at distance, requires deliberate artistic decisions that AI cannot make. Consistency across a full cast is another failure point. Generating one character that looks good is a different problem from ensuring 30 characters feel like they share the same world. AI tools produce results that drift. Artists correct the drift. The work is still there. Material logic breaks down under character automation. AI generates surface detail, but understanding why a specific material should look a specific way in a specific context and how that choice supports the character's identity requires judgment the tools do not have. And then there is the problem Kevuru's team identifies directly, the speed identity trade-off. When the pipeline accelerates, it becomes easier to produce assets that are technically correct but visually interchangeable. AI tools trained on large data sets tend toward the center, toward the average. Stylized projects suffer most. In a stylized game, distinctiveness is the entire point. Shape, proportion, material feel, all of it holds a visual identity together. Let AI handle too much of it and characters stop standing out from each other. The tool is fast toward average. The real shift is redistribution, less production time on retopology, UVs, and LODs, more on art direction, consistency reviews, and iteration. The role that grows in value is the one that can make decisions, not the one that can execute repetitive tasks cleanly. An artist who specialized only in retopology 10 years ago is now competing with a tool. An artist who uses that tool to free up time for silhouette work, visual direction, and cross-character consistency has more leverage than before. The work did not disappear. It moved up the pipeline, and studios that understand this, that use AI to accelerate the invisible technical work while protecting the creative decisions, ship better characters faster. Studios that use AI to cut corners on creative work produce characters that look like each other.